Hey, I'm Stephanie,
And I'm Tiffany.
and we are Sisters of the South. We are back again today with another true crime story. But before we get started, we would like to ask that you hit the like button, also hit that subscribe button, and hit that little icon button with the bell. So every time we upload, you'll know that we've dropped another video because we'd love to share our time with you. And then one more thing before we get started with the story, we would like to give a huge shout out to our favorite vendor, SoFly.
SoFly,
SoFly!
not so small.
Not no more!
Yeah.
SoFly is a family-owned business here in the Houston, Texas area, and they specialize in embroidery and in lasering. So what they will do is take a hoodie, a cap, an apron, even carving boards, and any type of accessory as well, and they will specialize it to your needs. So they do our merchandise. We know that you'll be happy, but we'd like to show you a little video of just how badass they are. So here we go.
All right, guys, we hope you enjoyed that video. Go check them out. Let them know we sent you. And if you buy anything, remember to send us a pic.
Absolutely. And we'll leave their information in the description box below. So check them out. You ready?
I think so.
It's a day, guys. I'm not going to lie. We've talked about Denver because we were going there in September for CrimeCon. We've looked at outfits. We've looked at our merchandise that we have for that. I mean, we've just been going all over the place this morning. So
we talked a lot of shit.
Yeah, we should be definitely warmed up. So that means no mistakes and not a lot of editing today, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. 100%. It'll be easy.
Absolutely, every time.
All right, guys. Alexandra Alex Wiwcharuk was born on April 20th, 1939. Alex was the youngest child of her very large traditional Ukrainian family of 3 older sisters and 6 older brothers. The family grew up on a farm in Endeavour, Canada. By all accounts, Alex was very happy and made everyone around her very happy, always having a smile on her face. Her nieces said she was always laughing and joking around and had a great sense of humor. Alex was extremely beautiful and outgoing, and by the age of 21, she had claimed several beauty pageant titles.
Wow. I can't say that.
I can't even joke about saying that either.
That's great, man.
Well, after graduating from Saskatoon Technical Collegiate, Alex pursued her nursing education at the Yorkton Union Hospital School of Nursing. After 2 years of hard work and hands-on experience, she proudly graduated in 1961 and began her nursing career at City Hospital in Saskatoon. So later that year in 1961, Johnny Cash was scheduled to perform in Canada, with one of his tour stops being the Saskatoon Arena in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Johnny Cash had planned to perform his newly released single, Girl in Saskatoon.
Okay, we got to say, we're here repping Johnny today.
We love some Johnny Cash.
We love Johnny Cash. So I think that's what drew Tiffany to the story to begin with, actually. Because it's like, hey, wait, Johnny Cash what? So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, we get to wear a Johnny Cash shirt.
Right.
Talk about the Man in Black.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, this, of course, had everyone in Saskatoon extremely excited. I mean, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And to make things more exciting, the local radio station launched a special promotion, a contest to select one young girl from Saskatoon to be serenaded by the Man in Black himself.
Wow.
During the show, Johnny Cash would bring her on stage and sing the song directly to her in front of 1,500 fans.
That's cool.
The winner of the contest was none other than Alex Wiwcharuk, and she was beyond excited. I mean, this was the experience of a lifetime for her, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So in late spring of 1962, Alex moved into a basement apartment with 3 other nurses that she worked with at the hospital. On May 18th, 1962, Alex was scheduled to work at 11:30 that night. Around 8 p.m., she told her roommate she would be back soon and she was going to Mead's Drugs to mail a couple of letters. Alex was wearing lime green pants, which I can just picture this in my head,
Yeah,
right?
because I think
1962.
our mom had lime green
I'm sure
pants
she
back
did.
then.
I
Yes.
feel like there's a picture. Yes.
I love it.
I can see it in my head.
Yes.
Wearing lime green pants, a multicolored blouse, and dark green cardigan.
Oh, yeah. So awesome.
So cute and
Yes.
vibrant. Ugh.
Yeah.
And the only items she had with her were the 2 letters to mail and her small wallet. When she didn't return home, Alex's roommates thought she got wrapped up and just went to work without coming home first. But when Alex didn't show up for her shift at the hospital, someone called her roommates. Alex was extremely responsible, and it was unlike her to miss work or not let anyone know where she was. When checking her room, her roommates discovered Alex's nursing uniform still hanging in her room.
Oh, man. I bet their heart dropped.
Oh, I'm sure, because you know something's wrong now. She never
Yeah.
came home. What's going on?
Well, it'd be like me. If I didn't show up to work one day and no one heard from me, they would know automatically something horrible had happened,
Well, yeah.
And so it sounds like she has that steady routine as well.
Yes. Well, Alex's roommates called her parents to let them know what was going on. No one had heard from Alex and no one knew where she was. They decided to wait to see if she came home, but when she had not returned home the next morning, they all knew something was wrong.
Oh, wow. Ugh.
Alex's roommate Pauline called the Saskatoon police to report her missing at 10:15 a.m. the morning of May 19th. That same morning, the radio stations reported Alex missing and asked anyone with any information to please come forward. A few people went to the police with information they thought would be helpful, and the police took down their statements. Some witnesses saw Alex around the drugstore between 8:30 and 8:45 p.m. the night she went missing. One witness claimed they saw Alex walking near the riverbank. So maybe just to clear her head, get ready for work.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah.
As a result of this statement, police immediately sent a boat to the river to see if they could locate any clues. Within the following days, cadaver dogs were brought out to the area, and at one point during a search on May 23rd, one of the dogs showed a bit of an interest in 2 culverts in the bank of the South Saskatchewan River. While searching, one of the cadaver dogs picked up a scent of a piece of tissue paper and followed the scent, but eventually lost it. It was not a small search for Alex. Hundreds of people were out looking for clues as to what could have happened to her. Around 9 p.m. on May 31st, 13 days into the search for Alex, 2 young brothers were playing on the riverbank of the South Saskatchewan River while their dad fished nearby. The boys decided to wander off near a cluster of trees about 100 feet from the water when they found a hand. They ran back to tell their father, who called the police, and the police immediately came to the location.
Wow.
Police found the body of a young woman nude from the waist down. On the right foot was a shoe, and a pair of green slacks were around one of her legs. Her blouse and bra had been ripped down the front, and her cardigan was partially hanging off of her body. Her head was covered in dirt and blood, and her hair was matted, especially near the skull. The body was identified as 23-year-old Alexandra Alex Wiwcharuk by 2 of Alex's roommates, Doreen and Alice. They knew instantly it was her based on the clothes.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
So police stated that they believed that Alex had not been dragged to the location, that it was possible she had been brought there by vehicle and quickly placed in a depression already in the ground, then covered by the dirt, given it being such a shallow grave.
Okay, couple of things are racing through my mind. They think this was premeditated, that someone maybe dug this hole first, or maybe it was already there.
Well, since it's near the river, it's probably just a shallow or a soft piece of ground, and they just kind of saw it and threw her in.
Okay.
I think is what they're thinking. Like it was already there, so they threw her in there and just covered her up real quick.
I
They were
see.
in a hurry.
And the water's going to be soft because everything's moist in that area.
Right.
My second thought is, and I'm probably jumping ahead of the story, but this person that saw her walking around that area, I wonder if the cops looked into them or if the investigators prodded them more on that story, because the cops are saying they don't think she was there, that she was brought there by a car.
Yes.
But the person who saw her says that she was walking the riverbank.
Right. Which, yeah, she was already in that location.
Yeah.
I'm not sure,
Yeah.
honestly.
And
I know they did a lot of investigating.
Yeah, it's such a older case that, it's probably
hard
hard
to
to get.
get detailed information
And it's not in
sometimes.
America.
Yeah.
So the laws are different with transparency, but it's just very curious to me.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Police believe she had been completely covered, but due to the rain that had been there days before, the dirt had washed away, exposing her hand for the boys to see.
I see.
The rain is possibly what caused the cadaver dogs to lose the scent of the tissue paper
Mm-hmm.
because it was only 600 feet from that location. So they were right on top of her pretty much. Alex's face had been battered, believed to be from a slab of concrete, and she had been aggressively assaulted. Her skull had been broken in 2 places, causing her brain to hemorrhage.
Oh, wow.
The pathologist concluded that Alex was unconscious at the time she was placed on the ground, but died from suffocation between 8:30 and 11 p.m. on the same night she went missing.
So I guess blunt force trauma to her skull.
Yes.
And then I guess that wasn't enough cruelty, so they decided to strangle her. I mean, what in the world?
Oh, this poor girl. It was just horrible.
Yeah, she died a horrendous death.
And where did they find this concrete, you have to wonder? Was it closer up? I'm not
It
sure.
might have been a sidewalk, because if they're saying
There's a
she was
walkway,
walking
maybe?
that area, yeah. And, if there's water or, again, moisture, it's going to erode around that
Right,
concrete.
it's
So you'll have,
broken.
sharp edges and things. That's so horrible to think about.
Well, Alex's left shoe was later found located near some bushes not far away from where her body had been discovered. However, the small wallet she had with her that night has never been located.
Wow. That's weird.
Yeah.
Which, who the perpetrator that did this possibly took it with him, so she couldn't be identified as quickly, possibly.
Well, and not just that, I'm sure she had some money on her. It's not like,
Yeah,
cash, which I'm sure
back then.
Back
For
then.
sure, yeah.
But was she attacked because he wanted to rob her, or was it because
He wanted to
he
rape
wanted
her.
to rape her?
Yeah.
You have to wonder.
And she had just been at this show with a lot of people there with Johnny Cash.
Lots of pictures.
And, there's huge possibility some weirdo was there and saw her and might have been stalking her, waiting for a vulnerable moment to attack. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. So, Johnny Cash was on stage when he learned of Alex's murder. He reportedly paused his performance and asked the audience to observe 2 minutes of silence for the girl in Saskatoon. It is said that he never performed the song live again.
Oh, that gives me chills.
It makes me love him more.
Yes, kudos to Johnny Cash. That's one of the reasons why I absolutely love him. Very spiritual, people person, just all around, just a great, great soul.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So police did not believe that Alex knew the person that did this to her. They believe it was someone that saw her walking alone and took full advantage of the opportunity. With her wallet missing and her being assaulted, it is unclear to what the initial motive was.
Okay.
So by June, the 131-man Saskatoon police force began working immediately on the murder of Alexandra Wiwcharuk. Saskatoon police created a pool of files containing 1,100 names.
Wow.
RCMP conducted interviews with another 100 people as far away as Alberta and Ontario.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All the way across Canada.
Yes. So they really did their.
Yeah, they did.
This investigation was huge. I
Mhm.
mean, it amazed me.
Yeah.
Authorities went door to door throughout Alex's neighborhood to see if anyone had any useful information. They questioned family, friends, her roommates, her co-workers, staff at local restaurants and stores,
Wow.
even bus drivers, pilots at the Saskatoon airport, and conductors on local trains. They literally questioned anyone that they could question.
Wow.
If they found someone, they were questioning them.
Yes.
Multiple reports described a red vehicle, possibly a sports car, spotted in the City Park neighborhood on the evening of Alex's murder. But with such little information, that lead went nowhere. Many people throughout the years have been crossed off the suspect list, including a local politician's son, which roommates and said Alex had been romantically involved with, a local doctor, and also a serial killer, Clifford Olson. So Clifford Robert Olson Jr. is a Canadian serial killer nicknamed the Beast of British Columbia. Olson confessed to killing 11 children between the ages of 9 and 18 between 1980 and 1981. His crimes included beating, strangulation, stabbing, and raping of these innocent young boys and girls.
Wow.
He was convicted and sentenced to life in prison and died from cancer in 2011 at the age of 71 in a hospital under prison supervision. In 1961, Olson was sentenced to several months in Prince Albert Jail for minor offenses he committed in Saskatoon. He was released in April 1961, just 1 month before Alex's murder. However, police believe he had no involvement, which he murdered young children.
Yeah,
and she was
MO
23,
girls.
so I
Yeah.
understand them looking into him, but there's really not anything similar.
Yeah.
Another man police questioned was a man named Jerry Clark. Clark was arrested in 1967 for participation in a bar fight in Saskatoon. The other man involved in this bar fight was seriously hurt by Clark. When police questioned Clark, he replied, "I've done this before." Police assumed he meant murder, so they immediately suspected him in Alex's case, which, there are some of those cases that they're like, oh, what? Well, I mean, we're not going to look into you any further.
Yes.
Man, they suspected everyone.
And why would he throw himself under the bus like that? What a weirdo.
He's one of those.
He likes to brag.
I'm a badass. I kill people.
Gosh.
So police discovered Clark had lived very close to Alex in 1962. He lived on 6th Street and Alex lived on 7th Street, where they shared an alleyway. Clark had also been Alex's paper boy at one time. Clark insisted he was not involved in Alex's murder and offered to take a polygraph test. Clark passed the polygraph test, so he was no longer a suspect. That is, until one of the policemen became a part of the cold case division in the 90s, where he added Clark back to the suspect list, though not much has ever come of this. But again, you know what? I just don't have a good feeling about this. Let's put him back on there just in case. And you never hear about that.
No, once they're off the list, you usually never see them come back on the list.
Never. And then sometimes you're like, why did he get off the suspect list?
Exactly. Yep.
These people are like, no, we're going to check out everyone.
And then check again.
And then check again and possibly again.
I like that.
So there are just so many more men that were suspects in Alex's case over the years. I mean, I really could have gone on for hours about how many people were suspects. But DNA is available. Alex's body was exhumed in 2004, and a hair was located in Alex's shoe that had not been found in the original autopsy.
Wow.
It was tested, and it did not belong to Alex. The hair has no root and is a reddish shade.
I wonder what color hair Clark had.
I don't know. I have to look him up. I saw a picture, but I don't remember.
It might have been black and white.
It was probably black and white.
Yeah.
So it's stated on Alex's family's website, which is justiceforalex.net. In 2007, 2 people were excluded as suspects by DNA comparison. Since then, all suspects have been excluded.
Okay.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Who is this person?
Yes. And did they do it again, or did they leave that area, go somewhere
Go
else and
somewhere
commit
else.
that again?
Yeah. Alex's extensive case file is 1,700 pages,
Wow.
including 650 interviews and statements.
Wow.
So they've done their work, guys. They really have. Kudos.
Yeah.
Props. You've done it.
Absolutely.
Which is still sad because they haven't found anyone.
Right.
But Sharon Butala, who attended high school with Alex, is the respected author of 16 works of fiction and nonfiction. In the late 90s, her mind was turning to a new book and project, and she began to consider the story of Alex's unsolved murder. Her book, The Girl in Saskatoon, A Meditation on Friendship, Memory, and Murder, was released April 1st, 2008. Alex's 4 nieces, Patty, Lorraine, Lynn, and Gwen, are still advocating for their aunt today, which is beautiful.
Yes, it is.
On October 1st, 2008, the nieces unveiled a billboard in downtown Saskatoon asking for tips for their aunt's murder. It has a toll-free number on it, 866-794-1962. In the first week, they received over 40 calls.
Wow. People still have that in their mind.
Yes.
That's incredible.
The 4 of them return to Saskatoon every couple of months to follow up on any leads, meaning there are still leads just
Yes.
coming in. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
So, yeah. And as of today, there is nothing.
We just need the DNA that can test hair without the root.
Yeah. Which is hard.
So
yeah.
I hope they hold on to that hair.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Oh my gosh.
This town is bound and determined to find who killed Alex Wiwcharuk.
Yeah. And the thing is, the person that did it is possibly dead. And that shouldn't even matter.
No.
For the family's sake and for her friend's sake. That should not matter. That needs to just be resolved, on
Right.
who
You
did
need
it.
closure.
Yeah. And it's always going to haunt them. And not even them, but the next generation, because they're going to pass the torch.
That's right.
Right. And so, gosh, it's so important.
I do think it's amazing that they did go back and they found a small portion of DNA. So
yes,
hopefully there is something that comes from it.
Yeah.
The story just broke my heart. Seeing pictures of her, she was so beautiful.
Yes, she was.
So, I mean, her nieces just raved about her. She was so funny and so sweet, and they talked about her so much.
And how beautiful for her nieces to not just remember her amongst themselves, but to keep her memory alive to everyone else. And obviously it works because people seem attached to this case.
Yeah.
And
guys, if you want to know more, you can go to justiceforalex.net. I went in and there were so many pictures of her, so many amazing things that they said about her. It was the sweetest website. And they're just trying to keep her alive,
right.
And remembered.
Yeah.
So,
and not by how she died, but how she lived.
That's right.
Which is important because I'm so sure that after a tragedy like this, the trauma part of that for the family members is what happened. And somehow you have to move past the trauma and remember the person they were prior to that. And I think it's absolutely beautiful because it's possible that the sibling of Alex couldn't get past that, but the nieces were able to carry it on in honor of. So I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
What they're doing.
So yeah, guys, what do you think about who could have done it? Was it someone coming through town and just saw a girl on the side of the road, or do you think that they might have missed something?
Well, for a second, when you started talking about the car, I was waiting for you to say a white Volkswagen Bug. I'm sorry. I just, because Ted Bundy is always on my mind in these older stories, right? And he was from Washington State area. So, I mean, it doesn't take long to get over to Canada. So, but it's a red car. So, yeah, that didn't work out because I was
Nope.
fixing to throw it on his
Red
back.
sports car.
It was a red sports car.
But sadly, I guess it wasn't from town because nothing ever came of it.
Yeah.
So you have to wonder if they left, if that could have been that person and they just took off.
That's what I'm saying. Either they lived there. I mean, again, there's so many possibilities. It could have been a weirdo that saw her, with Johnny Cash. Could have been someone that she worked with, or convenience store owner. It also, could be random. The serial killer. But I still am so curious about the person who said they saw her strolling along the riverbank. And it sounds like they did their due diligence.
They really
but I
did.
wonder if that person was ever on the suspect list. Possibly
because there were so many suspects.
They were on it.
Literally questioned everyone. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, it sounds like everybody was on the suspect list.
And it sounds like to me people knew each other.
Yes.
So it's like, oh my gosh, I saw her.
Yeah.
Not thinking about it,
Mm-hmm. Because she wasn't doing anything strange.
Yeah, she was just kind of hanging out, got to go to work tonight. Oh, let me, being a nurse, you see a lot of things. So maybe she just needed to clear her mind a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's just so heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is.
Ugh.
It sounds like she'd have really done something with her life.
Yes.
She didn't even have a chance to meet anyone and have children. And
it said she enjoyed taking care of people and being a nurse. And that's just so hard to come by sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, from the heart.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She sounded amazing.
Wow. Yeah, drop a line, guys. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I still think, it could be Ted Bundy. I don't know. I'm just saying. I know it wasn't, guys, but I always go back, especially in that era and time, he was just getting started, but you got to start somewhere.
That's right.
But sounds like this person definitely had the same mindset as Ted Bundy. So
yeah, you have to wonder if there's another one like it out there.
Absolutely. That's scary.
So yeah, guys, let us know what you think. But until next time, please remember to
see the good and stay imperfectly perfect.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.